here it is, the all-new 2020 Toyota Highlander in the flesh here at the New York International Auto Show. And in this video, I'm gonna give you all the specs, but also show you around the car. This is our first chance to get our hands on it. Also, I'm gonna show you what the Highlander competes against here at the show in this episode of This or That Car. While this is an all-new three-row crossover, there are a couple of things that remain the same. Under the hood of the V6 powered model is still the same 3.5 liter dual injected engine that's from the previous generation of the Highlander, and the power rating on that one is 295 horsepower and 263 pound-feet of torque, and it's still made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and you can have it in front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. But the biggest story here under the hood is the new hybrid system. It's now a lot more efficient, 17% more efficient than before, and the combined EPA rating, Toyota says, is going to be 34 mpg, which is an incredible number for this big three-row crossover. But there's a catch. You're getting less power than before, 240 horsepower in the hybrid versus 306 in the previous gen.
My name is Yash Shah. I'm the Vehicle Marketing and Communications Planner for Highlander.
So the Highlander, I imagine, is a very important car for you, for Toyota. So what did you do, what areas did you focus on to make it the next gen?
We really wanted to evolve the image of the Highlander. We wanted to make it sleeker, more modern, and just more equipped. And so we were able to do all of those things with the next generation.
Well, let's start here in the front.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've added a newer, more powerful, bolder grille right here that you can see, but we've kept the overall Highlander DNA right here. And we've just added some more aggressive touches, as you can see. And then with the hood right here, we've gotten a sportier, thicker hood, and we've added this underscoop right here to really help with the aerodynamics as well as make it more visually appealing. Headlamps right here, these are high output LED adaptive leveling headlamps. These are on our platinum grade, and then we have LED standard headlights across all of our grades.
So the whole theme was to make it a little bit more aggressive or a little bit more sleek? Or
yeah, both. We wanted to make it more aggressive and sleek and just give it that more powerful image to it.
It's now longer, right?
Correct. It's actually about 2.5 inches longer and expanded in the wheelbase.
Okay, so why was that done? Like, what were some of the features?
Well, because of our new TNGA-K platform, it was able to make it longer and make it more rigid and give it a better unibody platform to be on. We've also expanded the fenders right here to give it a wider, more athletic stance to reinforce that powerful imagery that we're going for.
Okay.
And then one thing that'll really stand out here on the side, that's my personal favorite part of the vehicle, is you see this really strong, sculptural, chiseled character line that goes across the side.
Okay.
Just really adds to the overall sleek imagery.
The car you see here is a platinum model, which is the top of the line, and for the first time ever in the Highlander, it's using a 20-inch wheel. And overall, the Highlander is now about 2.5 inches longer. The wheelbase has been stretched a little bit, but Toyota focused on the space here in the back. More cargo space and more room for the third row. Let me climb in and see. So here's where all the extra length went. The second row can now move a little bit further forward, and the entryway is supposed to be a little bit easier toward the third row. Let me try. Okay, so indeed, it's a little easier, and I can actually recline the back seat of the third row, but my knees are way up high, so this is not a perfect place for an adult, but for kids, this should be usable. If I close the seat back, yes, I have leg room, but it's just not super comfortable. My knees are way, way up high.
So one thing you'll notice is the roof line slopes downwards a little bit. That also adds to the overall sleek positioning that we're going for, and it really tapers off right here with the rear spoiler. Okay. Also gives it more aerodynamic efficiency. We've really leaned out and smoothed out our tail lamps, and we're going to have LED tail lamps standard across all of our grades. And one great new feature we've added is our rear camera washer. That's also going to be standard across all of our grades. And down here, you'll notice the lower silver bumper also, give it more of a premium touch to it. And lastly, I want to point out is we've added hands-free power back door on our limited and platinum grade. So now all you got to do is swipe your foot and then the lift gate opens up.
Okay, so functionality and style, I guess.
Exactly.
Right?
We wanted to give the best of both worlds.
Powertrain, I think the big story is the fuel economy, right? So tell me a little bit about the hybrid, the new one.
Yeah, so our hybrid powertrain is going to be an estimated 34 miles per gallon now, which we predict to be a segment-leading MPG. And we're actually also offering it for the first time in front-wheel drive. So for those in the Sunshine States who don't necessarily need an all-wheel drive, they'll have the option of a hybrid now.
So you went from a V6 hybrid, right, to a 4-cylinder hybrid. Is that what you were hearing from customers? You know, they wanted more efficiency, not maybe as much power?
Yeah, absolutely. So we did a lot of research and really listened to our customers, and that was the biggest takeaway we took from the reasons that people were purchasing our hybrids is they wanted that better fuel economy. So we took something that was already very good and just expanded on that to make it even better.
This platinum version of the Highlander just feels premium. Look at the size of this 12.3-inch display. And the good part about this is if you love technology, it's all here. You got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Alexa in-car integration, you got wireless charging, you've got cubby holes here and here. Overall design is representative of layest Toyota SUV and crossover design. It reminds me a little bit of the RAV4, but in this Highlander, everything is just bigger, supersized, and really comfortable with really nice leather. While I'm here, there is a lot more to talk about. First of all, the transmission is still a lever operated system. There are no knobs or buttons to speak of. There is still a sport mode in the transmission. You have several selectable drive modes. You have anything from Eco, Norm, and Sport, and that just changes the characteristics of how the accelerator responds and how the steering feel is. But this being a hybrid, there's also an EV mode, but this is very limited to very slow speeds and very short distances. This is not a plug-in hybrid, so you have very limited electric range. And of course, there's also traction control and trail mode, where the system tries to give you most traction. Included are the TSS-P 2.0. This is Toyota Safety Sense Plus with pedestrian detection. This is their latest system for driver assistance technologies. You have your adaptive cruise, and you have blind spot monitoring, and a host of other features like lane centering and emergency braking is all included here. So to me, the styling reminds me a little bit of the RAV4. Am I off base?
No, there are some similarities between the interior, but we've really taken our interior and we wanted to modernize it and evolve it on top of the current gen to make it even more premium to our customers. One thing you'll notice right here is our newly integrated 12.3-inch touchscreen display. This is going to be standard on our Platinum grade and available on our Limited grade. It is expected to be a segment-leading feature of ours. It's going to house all of our audio and multimedia functionality, including Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, and Wi-Fi connectivity. So a lot of great features, and those are all standard across all grades.
And you also have the rear view camera mirror, is that right?
Correct, we do. We've installed that as well. It just gives a lot more visibility to the rear for the driver.
And the camera is actually under here. There's two of them, one pointing down to see where you're backing up, and of course one pointing out to project the image into the mirror.
One great feature you'll probably notice right here is we've included some more wooden door ornaments around here. So you'll see the wood trim around here. Just adds a lot more of that premium feel to the vehicle. And then another thing that we're going to have is JBL speakers. We'll have 11 speakers on the Platinum grade, capable of producing 1,200 watts of sound. So
that's a lot of power.
Really powerful sound system. Yeah. We're excited about that.
Do you have pricing available yet?
Currently we do not. We're expecting to get pricing information towards the Q3 of 2019.
Because the V6 goes on sale, at the end of this year, right?
The V6 will go on sale at the end of 2019, and then our hybrid will go on sale of Q1 of 2020.
And what you see here is the Explorer ST for 2020 that's coming out in a few months this year. This is a high performance version, 400 horsepower. And if you want something more powerful, obviously a little bit bigger, this is the way to do it. But it's gonna cost you. A fully loaded ST Platinum could reach over 60,000 bucks. The Highlander is available in either 7 or 8 person configuration, which you see here on this Explorer XT with the captain chairs in the middle. This is actually a 6 person config, 2 in the back, 2 in the middle, and 2 up front. And I finally got the seat to let me in here, so let's see how this works in the 3rd row. The opening seems a little bit larger here to get in the 3rd row. My knees are once again way up, maybe a tiny bit more comfortable, and I can recline. Let's see if I can. No, this doesn't recline, but I can fold the headrests. So the Toyota works better because of the reclines in the 3rd row more, but the Ford works a little bit better on the leg space here. I'm here at Chevrolet for this, the Chevy Traverse. If you look at total overall sales so far in 2019 and Q1, you've got the Ford Explorer in the 1st place, Toyota Highlander in the 2nd, and finally 3rd is this, the Traverse. And Chevrolet is taking this little bit of a different approach for this. They have a value proposition. The turbocharged front-wheel drive Traverse starts at just under $30,000. It's the lowest price entry point out of the 3 that we looked at. And they also have a choice of engines. And you have either a 2.0 liter turbo or a 3.6 liter V6. So there's a little bit of a choice, but I think the strength here is actually the size of this crossover and the price. But let me get in the back in the 3rd row and see how that works. The Traverse you see here has a 7 person configuration. Once again, captain chairs in the middle. And the procedure is relatively simple. You just pull on the bar lever here. And actually this is a bigger opening than in the Ford and the Toyota. Let me try. Yeah, definitely a much bigger opening here. I really like that. And then once I bring this back, you know, the legroom is not quite as good, but as far as headroom and just the way my legs are positioned, it's more comfortable. I feel like I'm sitting actually in the chair rather than sitting on the floor. So I think as far as the comfort level is concerned, the Traverse is the biggest of these 3 in the back seat. There are several all-new or updated 3-row crossovers coming for the 2020 model year very soon, so it's shaping up to be a very exciting time. In my opinion, from the first-hand impression, if you want more luxury and fuel efficiency, you would go for the Highlander. If you want more power and performance, you would choose the Explorer. And if you want value, that lower entry price, you would choose the Chevy Traverse. And go back to tflcar.com for more news, views, and real-world car reviews.